Okay, welcome to today's tutorial on how to solve a cryptogram using my app, the Cryptogram Quest, which is available in the Google Play Store. So you'll just open up the Play Store app, you'll search for Cryptogram Quest, search through the results, find it, open it, and then you'll install it. If you're unsure of what cryptograms are, essentially they are a simple code that is meant to be solved in just a few minutes. As you see here under what's new, you may have noticed that's an unreadable sentence at this time. I just made that a cryptogram just as, fun, because that's what the app is. Down here, you'll see some screenshots of when you first open the app. If you want to enter your own cryptogram, you can. That's for a little later. And then you can see this is an example of a cryptogram. So you see how the letter A there is turned into a letter S? So anywhere there's an A in the cryptogram, it really should be an S. Anywhere there's a T, it really should be a P. So you use your knowledge of English to go through and you say, well, there's a 3-letter word and it ends with a, whatever, it ends with a D or something. And then you would look around and find another word that might be 4 letters and has a D in it. And then you start to think, what kind of 3-letter word would have, maybe it's the, so the 3-letter word could end with an E. But then you start looking around and you piece together the puzzle. So let's go ahead and we'll jump over into the actual app once you open it. Oops, we'll get out of. Let's go back to the main menu. So you'll start here, and when you hit start, we'll go with the Mark Twain quote. Once you've started one, you can just hit resume to go back to the last one you've done. So I'll go ahead and open the Mark Twain quote, which I've completed mostly. So you see here, we'll start with the letter D. Whoops, I'm just tapping on it now. So look at the bottom half of the keyboard as well. The bottom half of the screen. See how we're on the keyboard button right now? So we're changing from a D to a T. It was a T in there. So if you wanted to change it to something else, you could, but we won't. So I'll just put, it won't let me. It already equals D. So we'll just go ahead and look here. In this word, the W really should be an I. So we'll change and hit submit. So I've got most of the puzzle solved. Now here we've got an encrypted O, so we're changing from an O, and there's a 4 up here next to the O. That means there's 4 O's altogether. See how all the O's are highlighted? Anywhere we change the O, we're going to change it to, all of the O's to something else. In this case, it looks like it should be a U. So I'll click on U, hit submit. That word looks like it's separated over 2 lines. So we'll change the B to an L, hit submit, L-I blank E. We'll change the N where it's blank to an F. Oops, to an F. That has become the word life, L-I-F-E. The 2 most important days in your life are the day you are blank, O-R-N. We'll make that X a B. The days you were born, and the day you find out why. Mark Twain. And in this case, the puzzle, the K is still a K. So I'll change that K to K. So Mark Twain. And then that puzzle is solved. Now, I've already solved it, but when you solve yours, it'll go through a little thing showing you that it's been completed. Now, let's go look at the features of the app. If you hit tools down here, you'll see that you have, on the left column, you can see the letter count. So the D's, there's 9 D's in the puzzle, encrypted. Now, that's numerical order. So there's 9 D's, 9 I's, and then we have 8 Y's, 7 H's. It gets lower and lower. And then we see that we've got a handful of zeros. 0 C, 0 E's. Now these are encrypted, remember. These are encrypted. That's why you have a lot of, I's and Y's and H's. Now on the right, and on the column when you organize it, you can hit that AZ button, change it to alphabetical order. So now it's A, B, C, D. And this is the same numbers as before, just rearranged differently. This is not the final solution of the puzzle. This is counting what's encrypted, so you can solve it. So if you're, usually you'd probably want to stay on numerical order. So we see there's 9 D's. So you would ask yourself, what letter is the most popular? maybe E, maybe T, maybe S. So then you'd probably want to change the most popular letters to those letters, of course. So the D's, you could maybe try changing those to T's or E's. In this case, the D was a T, of course. T is very popular. So that's one way to get you started off. Another way of solving cryptograms is look for the two-letter words, the one-letter word, I or A is a one-letter word. If you see one-letter word, it's most likely one of those two letters. Then you got your two-letter words, your I and your N, and you start growing, and that's how you can get to solve those longer words, like important. You wouldn't start off with a longer word. Going back in the tools on the right column here, we have all of the changes that have been made. So if I have one change that I don't like, I could take that B, select it, and then hit clear B. Now the B has disappeared. So anywhere there was a B in the, I don't know where it would be. Okay, right here. So the encrypted B equaled L, and I removed it. So I'm going to add it back now. L. Now if you steal a letter from one character, it's going to disappear. So let's say that I turn that Y into a U. Whatever had the U is going to lose the U. So you see how the O next to it just went blank? Because it really should be the letter U, but I stole it. Two letters can't equal the same at the same time. Y and O cannot both equal U at the same time, if that makes sense. So we'll go back to Y, make that an O again, and then we'll go back to O and make that a U. Hit submit, and now it's back to being correct. Now, one of the nice things in this app is the preferences. So some are set automatically, some you can come and set on and off. I won't go through each one with you, but tapping the cryptogram to select the character, that's when you tap on the puzzle itself and you select the letter. But you don't have to, because you can just tap down here. See how we have from and to. So if you're in the from field, you're going to type in there A already equals H, but you could tap in the to field and set it to like an F and hit submit if you want. But we know that would be wrong in this case. The serif font, that's just as it says. Watch, I'm going to go through and read all of them anyway. Mark spaces between words. So that's if you want to know, see how there's a little dot in between each word. So that helps if there's word wrapping, like the word life, L-I-F-E. See how there's no dots in between L-I-F-E? So that tells you that it's one word. So we'll go back in the preferences again. Words alternate colors. That's before you start solving the cryptogram. Word groupings are the same colors, and it alternates back and forth. And then the bottom two here, where it says to and from keyboard, change when assigned. So I'll turn that off, and let's go back and start a new puzzle. Well, actually, yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. So we'll go back here. We'll take quote 2. I'll change. See how the from keyboard is purple. The to keyboard is blue. So go into the from keyboard. We'll change an A to an F just randomly. Hit submit. So see how the keyboard still is the same? Now, if I go back to preferences and I turn those on, now the F is standing out because F has already been assigned a character. And if I go to the from field, A stands out because it's been assigned a character. So you can just do that as memory if you want for what's been assigned, what hasn't. See how the W is grayed out? There's no W's to change from. This puzzle here has no W's anywhere. You can look all you want. There's no W's unless you turn your phone upside down, then you have an upside down M. So we'll hit the W, and it says W is not in the cryptogram. So the only other thing to go over with you here is not in preferences. It is actually in the enter new. So if you hit enter new, then you see how I've already entered in a cryptogram here. That looks like that's the one from the Play Store. So see up here how we have this. If I hold my finger down on it, I can, well, maybe here, I can copy that text. So you can get text anywhere you want, a cryptogram from any source. You can copy that cryptogram, and you can just type it in manually. And I love going back to the preferences, don't I? So we'll go back to enter new. You can paste your cryptogram in here. You'll give it a name, like Mark Twain was the author of the last one. And then the puzzle, the save as, this is when you are reading it on the above list. And we don't want to scramble this one into a cryptogram because it already is a cryptogram. But if you wanted to make a puzzle for a friend or someone, you would type in a basic message. It just says, hi, I hope you're having a good day, blah, blah, blah. And then you'd hit scramble into a cryptogram, hit begin, and then it converts your message into one of these codes. But in this case, we won't, and we'll just hit begin. And then it gives you a warning that I can't tell you when the code is solved, when you have it right, because it's just a bunch of gobbledygook. So you're just on your own, But we'll go ahead and start the puzzle. It's just another reminder here. And then here you go. Now you can solve that cryptogram, and you can find out all of the exciting information about what's new. Thank you for using the app, and I hope you enjoy the app. If you have any feedback or suggestions for me, I would love to hear it, because I put a lot of time into this. So just click on right here where it says send feedback to. That'll just open up an email. You can just send me a little message. And thank you very much. Take care.